Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Playing World of Tanks. I'm AJ, and today we'll be looking at a game that I had in my JPZ, which is the German Tier 10 Tank Destroyer. Now, this was one of the tanks that I finally got my Ace Tanker in. I was playing this tank mainly because there were a lot of E100s floating around due to the recent event on the NA server, and JPZ is a perfect counter to an E100 just because the health difference isn't that significant in between the two of you, but the pen that this gun has and coupled with the alpha damage makes all the difference in the world. And so let's see how this game begins. Now, this is one of the reasons why if you spawn south, you should not go towards the castle, and you'll see in a second why. The 249 will spot our first victim, which is the E100, driving in the open with not a care in the world. Seeing that the T-49's position, try to get into visual range so I can actually take a shot at the E-100. And right off the bat, we shave off 1/3 of his hit points. Now, that E-100 actually never makes it across the castle, coupled with the already firing at him and me, and this tank destroyer, the E3, I think, to our left. We managed to take him out before he even makes it past. So that is the first damaging shot I had. Now the JPZ is not meant to be camped with. It's like the E3. The E3 and the JPZ are the tank destroyers that you do not camp in the back with. What you want to do is you want to be in the front. You want to use this as a heavy tank that has forgone its turret for a bigger gun. Now I see a perfect opportunity to take a shot at the Carnarvon. Instead of diving down and following the mouse, I decide to take a shot at the Carnarvon before I go, and that is our first kill of the match. Now I'm gonna follow the mouse up and around this corner. This is probably the most important corner in this game if you spawn north. Just because once you're here, you can actually spot any TDs that are on the ridge in front of you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this JPG as a giant E100 without a gun. Without a turret. And I'm gonna say hi to this E4 who's just come across, shaving off most of his health, leaving him with just a sliver, and he gets taken out before he makes any meaningful contribution to the game. Now, I take a calculated risk here. I know that the E4 fired recently, and I see it as the perfect opportunity to sort of like take a shot at the E75. I was willing in some respects to take the shot from the E4 if it came down to it, which he does. The only thing he manages to do is only track us, and the repair skill on my JPZ is pretty good, so I just let it be. Now this one I could have repaired, but then I was kind of afraid that the E4 could have tracked me again, so I actually didn't repair it this time. So now the E4 doesn't have a lot of armor, honestly, and I do not know how I bounced 3 consecutive shots from him. He bounces 3 consecutive shots from me. I fired the first shot blind, but I'm pretty sure I hit him, it just bounced. And with the first shot gone, I decide the E4 needs to be taken out. So I aim carefully, only to critical hit him. I think what happened is that I managed to hit his gun, knock out his gun or something like that, or maybe even just damage his gun. And now I'm angling towards the E4, trying to hide my weak spots. And the E4 bounces on my side, and that gives me a good opportunity to take another shot at him. This time, however, the gun actually does pen the E4 and manages to take him out. So JPZ versus an E4 is not something that you want to be rolling a dice on. You cannot kill the JPZ. The JPZ will most likely two-shot any E4 that encounters. So if you see a JPZ that's playing rather aggressively, you should not, trade shots with him. He's gonna come out on top every time. You might shave 1400 hit points from him, but he will still be left with. You have to three-shot him. In many cases, the JPZ only has to two-shot an E4 and an E3. So. And now we are gonna start moving backwards and hope that somebody on our team actually manages to reset the cap. And with that being said, I was hoping that one of them was not actually camping behind those houses. And shout out to our T49 in this game, who I think along with me had the highest experience in the game. I think he was first and I was second. Here I rushed my shot on the IS-3. I do not nearly give it enough lead, or managed to aim where I should have. I should have aimed slightly to the left because I would have had a better chance at penning him, but I didn't. Any case, we managed to reset the enemy team, and over here I decided to take out this Object 140 because he's the only thing keeping our tanks from getting to the cap. With him taken out, now I make my way straight for the AMX-50B and the IS-3 that are behind those houses. And at first I decided to take the shot at the IS-3 because he was tracked, but then he repairs and moves out of the way. That leaves me. I need to take out the AMX-50B, and I know before I reload the IS-3 is going to be taken out, so I just change course towards the E100. And before I get there, the E100 gets taken out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for the hiatus. I was quite busy last week with a couple of things, and the channel should be back up to regular scheduled programming. I'll try to upload 3 videos a week. I've also secured early access to Armored Warfare, so whenever I get the invite and the test servers go up, you can be assured that there will be some gameplay on this channel. So hopefully stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next episode of Playing World of Tanks.